Hi, is this Jim?
Yeah, this is Jim.
Hi, Jim. My name is Marco. I work with the real estate team. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing good.
Great. Well, the reason for my call is that I saw your home came off the market, and I wanted to find out if it's still available or if it's actually sold.
Oh, the home. Yeah, we it expired. Wasn't too
I
happy
see.
with our last agent, so I think at this point, we've taken it off the market, and we're just gonna probably stay for a while.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm really sorry to hear about that, but let's see what maybe I can actually do something for you and help you out. I mean, when will you be looking to hire the right agent for the job to selling it?
Um, I'm not really sure, honestly. We didn't really think about that. Um, the last agent we had, we gave her 6 months, and the contract expired. I think about a week ago. So I don't know. I think we're just going to probably have to talk about what we want to do next. Um, I guess go from there, but we're not in a rush to sell. And if we have to, we can just stay here, and that's okay. We're not desperate or anything like that.
I see. Okay, well, I understand that. I mean, well, we specialize in selling homes that didn't sell the first time, and I was hoping you'd be free to, I don't know, get together for about 15 minutes or so to talk about why your house didn't sell and what needs to happen in order for it to sell at this point. And I guess I'm following the script.
Yeah, no, it's good. um, yeah, I mean, I guess we'd be open to meeting, but I have not talked about it with my wife yet. So um, I think what we're going to probably end up doing is just taking it off the market for a little bit and try to do some repairs and maybe do some stuff that we uh, you know, when we had showings when we listed it previously that the other agent recommended. So I think we're just going to probably wait a little bit. Um, we know that the market gets better in spring, and I think we're just going to probably stay in the meantime until we can get that done.
See. I am a little bit stuck here, Jim.
Sure.
Okay, so based on what you told me, right? What are things? I mean, could one add
Yeah.
to get the customer to? I mean, the customer pretty much said, he wants. I mean, he wants to, like you said, fix the home a little bit, and then later on, he would consider selling it.
Yeah. So this is what I would do, Marco, and I would use this as a just a general tactic that you feel comfortable with, and know that this is kind of how the whole system is designed.
Okay.
is is really to get them, if you can, work them through the entire script for the expireds, and then treat the objection handlers as just ways to obviously handle something they say specifically, and then get them back on track to getting them closed, which is the actual script. So for example, if you're kind of at a crossroads where it's like, okay, this guy just kind of said general things, he wants to do repairs, where do I go from here? I would just pretty much not ignore what he just said, because you don't want to ignore people, but I would just go right into the next question. Gotcha. So you're thinking about doing some repairs, kind of waiting for the market to come back. Well, let me ask you, Jim, do you need to still sell your house? Why did you put it on the market in the first place? And
Okay.
start digging a little bit. And that's where you can, at this point, Marco, anytime you kind of feel like you hit a crossroad where it's like, that really wasn't an objection, or it could be, but dig, ask questions, because if you don't, our tendency is to start talking too much.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the objection handlers, they're talking things. And they're meant to do that to specifically address something that popped up. But if you don't have to, and it's not inappropriate for you to ask a question at this point, which it wouldn't be, it's kind of like, well,
All
yeah, we want to do some repairs and we're thinking about waiting, but, I haven't really talked to my wife, and I just think it's probably best if we stay. Oh, that's totally cool. Well, listen,
I would come I'm sorry, I would come in and say, hey, do you still need to sell the home?
exactly. And like if that happens, Marco, if you what I usually like to do, one to kind of stall a little bit, but then also to clarify, is just repeat back
Okay.
what they said and just go, okay, so it sounds like, you want to get some repairs done, and I'm glad that you're not desperate. I think that's great. I don't want you to be homeless if you do sell. Um, you're not in a rush. So, do you need to sell your house? I mean, is this something that, you know, if you don't want to do it, would you need to at some point? Well, and then see what, kind of go from there. So, always ask questions if you ever get kind of stuck. And then if you do get stuck, just repeat what they said. Oh, okay, so it seems like you said this. Or, okay, so your situation is kind of this. Great. Okay, so tell me about that. Why did you first put your home on the market? Or, gotcha, so where are you moving to? How did you choose your last agent? Something to kind of keep that conversation going. And then if you can get through your expired questions, it kind of sets you up to almost organically close them and say, okay, great. So still want to get the house sold, great. And then try to book the appointment. Um, and this is a great point to start doing that. So
Okay.
let's just jump back into it, Marco. I'll kind of do the same answer. So, yeah, so we're thinking about doing some repairs, and um, I think we're just probably going to wait till the market gets a little bit better in spring, and we had showings previously, so um, we're going to probably do some of the things that we people told us that they would want. Like we're going to try to paint and fix up the place, and then maybe down the road we might put it back on the market when it gets a little bit better.
Okay. I definitely understand that. Let me ask you this question. Are you in need of selling the home?
Well, we don't need to sell the house. I mean, I say we don't need to. I mean, we definitely don't need to do it financially, but my wife, she just got pregnant, and we're expecting another baby along the way, and we have two kids now, so no, we don't need to sell, but ideally we would want to before, we have another family member come in. We just don't have enough room with all of our stuff and the kids' stuff, and we'd like to get a bigger house, but we don't need to, but we definitely would like to do that.
I see. What would what are the circumstances or what would motivate you that will enable you to sell the home?
Well, I mean, we definitely need to get a certain amount out of it. We really wanted to get 150 from the home, but with real estate commissions and the last lady, we kind of put a little bit higher than that, but it was the only way to really pay the real estate commission. But we'd like to at least get 150 from it. So I would say, price is big because we're going to have to go buy another house. So we need to get some money from this one to purchase the next.
True. So this is where I'm a little bit stuck because I don't, I haven't, gotten the script and stuff like that actually, well, not memorized, but I haven't understood exactly well. So that is where, role playing for me is going, I'm a bit lost yet, so Jim, so I cannot
That's
have
okay.
patience.
Yep, that's okay. The next question, then, honestly, um, typically how that conversation goes, Marcos, you kind of have a better, uh, I guess, idea of how a typical conversation would go. This is when I usually start asking them to try to uncover what their motivation is. So I just keep asking them questions. I mean, we are a questions based company. um, because for us, one of our company rules is seek first to understand. And, a mantra that we go by is clarity is power. So if I have a really good understanding of what this person's trying to do, A, it's so much easier for me to close an appointment because we know where they are. If we have no idea what this person, as a human being who's stuck somewhere with a house, is trying to do, we come across salesy, and people don't give us the appointment because like I don't want to meet with you because like you just don't know anything about me yet. So really, we come off in the beginning with this script, and this is why it's designed to do this. Is hey, I'm with the real estate team, so okay, great. Now I know who this person is calling. It's a someone in real estate. I saw that your home came off the market. Okay, so they're calling me, so I know why this person's now reaching out to me. And then we literally ask them right off the bat, no matter what they say. I mean, they could have been like, no, we're never thinking about moving. Great. So when would you be thinking about hiring the right agent for the job to sell your house? Always start with that question because we want to make it very clear what our intention is. So we're calling to see when you're going to hire the right agent for the job to sell your house. Now, asking that question up front kind of sets the stage based on where they are. So now they're going to say something. Well, I'm never going to hire an agent, or I don't know, I'm kind of thinking about it. Great. Now I need to figure out what your motivation is and how soon you need to do this. So from here on out, Marco, first thing you do is you just say, hey, this is me, do the intro, which the intro really goes up to, great, well, reason I call, so I came with the market, want to find out if it's still available or sold. That's your intro. Then they're going to probably say something. Oh, well, yeah, we're not thinking about selling anymore. Great. When will you be thinking about hiring the right agent for the job to sell it? Now they're going to say something else. But you're now setting the stage to then, your intention has been set. Now we're going to start digging, and then if we have to get past objections, we can. So that's when the seller says whatever their situation is. If they're very agreeable and nice, they might just say, well, here's kind of what happened. Great, okay. So tell me more about this at this point. Now I'm going to start asking you questions because I fired away. Now I need to figure out who you are, what your situation is. And by doing that, I'll have enough rapport to probably close you in a pretty comfortable way. So kind of where we are now, Marco, you asked me, do you still need to sell your house? Well, not really, but I do want to. Okay, good. So you expressed a motivation. You do want to do this. Great. Then I just go right to the next question. How soon do you need to do this? Where are you moving to? Well, we don't know yet. We need to find a place. Gotcha. Okay. So, and then I usually repeat back a lot to people because I want to understand where their point A is and what their point B looks like. And then once I do that clearly and I understand how that looks, okay, so you're here, you're stuck in this house, you got 3 kids, one's coming on the way, you need more room, you want to get to a bigger home because your family is expanding, but you want to save as much money as possible or make as much money as possible to get a bigger house, right? Yeah, that's pretty much what I said. Great. So, how soon do you need to do this? Well, probably in the next couple months. Okay. And then we can start asking additional questions. So, as you become more seasoned, Marco, and like you understand more of these processes, you'll be able to kind of do some organic fillers. Like for me, if someone said, I have a family, and now I'm asking them about time, how soon do you need to get there? Well, I'm not sure. Maybe a couple months down the road. Great. Because he just said he had a family, now I'm going to ask him about his family. So, you said you had kids. How old are they? Oh, well, they're little. I got one and he's 4. He's not in school yet, but then I got a 7-year-old and, she's going into elementary school. Gotcha. So, the kids are in elementary school. When did they go back to school? Oh, well, they go back to school in August. Okay. So, would you consider yourself trying to do this move maybe before they go back to school in August? Oh, well, I didn't really think about that. Yeah, that would be good. Gotcha. So you have a little bit of time, but before the kids go back to school, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, great. Well, let me ask you then, Jim. I mean, why did you put your home on the market in the first place? Why did you originally list it? Was it because you were just kind of curious and had a lot of time and wanted to push that price? What was going on? Tell me about that. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess, obviously, like I said, I need to get 150. So price is big for us. So we wanted to see if we can go a little bit higher. And, while we listed it, the other agent didn't really we weren't too impressed. So, we didn't get it sold and then we just kind of let the contract expire. Okay, gotcha. So, and that's totally cool, Jim. Let me ask you then, I mean, how did you pick that agent? What were some of the things that you liked about what they did? Oh, well, it was a friend. She was referred to us, and I liked that she, pretty much communicated decently. She would pick up the phone and return our call. Okay, gotcha. So she communicated pretty well. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. I'd say she did. Okay. What was something that you feel that she should have done? Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, maybe more open houses or okay, so maybe some more marketing. Yeah, that'd been nice. I don't think she did a lot. Okay. Well, so Jim, it sounds like minimum standard. You still want to get the house sold, right? Because you don't want to upgrade, get more room for the kids. And I'm sure that the last agent who had the property probably worked really hard to get it done. It sounds like it wasn't a lack of effort on her part. It was probably just in your approach. So, they did the best they could, but the home didn't sell. So, honestly, Jim, the reason why I'm calling is going back to originally is we specialize in homes that didn't sell the first time. And I was really hoping to see if you have 15 minutes or so and we can kind of sit down with our team and talk about, what are some of the more specific reasons why it didn't sell and what needs to happen in order for you to get into a bigger home before, this other family member comes on the way. So, when's a good time for us to talk about that? It's really no obligation. We want to see if we can help you. Um, what works better for you and your wife? Are weekdays or weekends better? And kind of see how that flowed, Marco. It was kind of a more of a conversation versus of like, "Hey, I'm looking to sell your home. When's a good time to meet?" Whoa, whoa, dude.
That's where I was kind of, can when we role play here, can I actually put it more like a conversation, like then just include the questions along with the answers? Were you looking just to strictly the script? That was where I wanted for you to clear that up for me. So
Yeah,
for that,
because what I don't want to do is have you sound like a robot. um,
yeah,
and I want your personality to come across, but I want you to do it in a fashion where you have mastered the script, where you truly can call someone and insert your personality because you're so confident that you know this script. It's like, okay, cool, whatever. I'm here to help. I'm really good at what we do. I know my stuff. What are you trying to do? And that will come across, and that's where you can kind of get more conversational. But if you veer off too much, that's where I'm going to get concerned. I don't want you talking too much, or if you have clear signs that maybe someone's open to close, go for it. Don't ask them a million different questions. Close.
exactly.
So, use your best judgment, really, is my advice. Um, and put your own spin, personality wise, into the questions. Everybody's going to say them differently, but I definitely want you to stick to that flow because if you can kind of get that flow down, Marco, where you start out with your intro, no matter what they say, the next question you fire away is when are you looking to hire the right agent? And then now you can really kind of get into your script. They might be more of a tougher folk. Great. You got your objections to handle that to bring them back. Or if they're pretty easy, awesome. Go right into the questions. Cool. So, what are you trying to do? Why do you need to sell your house? Do you need to sell your house? And then ask a bunch of questions. Try to dig for their motivation and their time frame. And then once you feel like you have a good picture on those two things, go for the closing.
Okay, great.
So, And sometimes, honestly, Marco, depending on the lead, you might have someone who, once in a while picks up the phone and it's like, hey, I'm just selling, is it actually available or is it actually sold? Oh, no, it's available. Are you an agent? Oh, well, I'm actually an assistant with the team. Um, but yes, we do work for a real estate team, and we were calling to see if your home sold or it didn't. So you in the market to get it sold still? Oh, yes, I am. Great. Fantastic. We actually specialize in selling home. I would just go right for the close. If you get a yes or is the home still on the market? No, but we just took it off. Great. When are you looking to hire a right agent for the job to sell it? Uh, I don't know. Pretty soon. Great. We actually specialize in selling homes. I'd fire that away. If you can go for the close, go for it. And then once you ask the question, that's where if they're not ready, you're going to get an objection or a delay. And if you get stuck in the delay or trying to figure out what their question or objection is, ignore it. Just ask your next question. Okay, great. That's a good question. So, Jim, do you still need to sell your house, though? Well, you didn't answer my question. I'm calling to see if the home's still available or if it actually sold. Well, we didn't sell. Oh, okay. Well, great. When are you looking to hire the right agent for the job to sell it? We're not looking right now. Okay. Well, do you still need to sell your house, Jim? No, we don't need to sell it. It's actually an investment property. Oh, okay. That sounds cool. So this is an investment property. Um, are you local, Jim? Did you move to another state or are you close to the investment property? Oh no, I'm in a different state. I'm in South Carolina. Gotcha. Okay. So, Jim, the last agent you listed the home with, how did you choose them if you're out of state? Oh, well, I don't know. I found them online. Okay. What did your agent do that you liked best about them? Nah, I don't know. They were okay. I never met them. Just went through email. Gotcha. So, Jim, what was something that you feel like they should have done? Well, been great if they sold my property because now I'm losing money. Gotcha. Okay. So, Jim, really, this is an investment property. You're trying to get this thing sold. How soon do you need to sell it? Well, as soon as possible. I'm losing money. It's vacant. I don't have a tenant in there. And I'm trying to sell my property in Georgia so I can move on. Gotcha. Okay, Jim, that's fantastic. And the reason I'm really calling is because we specialize in homes that didn't sell the first time. I was hoping to see if you're free for about 15 minutes or so, and we can talk about with our team member why your home didn't sell and what needs to happen for this to sell at this point. Being that you're out of state, are you open to a phone call or a an online interview? Yeah, I'll kind of hear what you guys have to say. Okay, great. When's a good time for us to do that? Weekdays or weekends? Weekdays are fine. I work from home. I can do it during the day. Awesome. Listen, Jim usually has the afternoons open. We don't take meetings in the morning, actually, because that's our time to proactively prospect for buyers for our sellers, and we take that promise very seriously. So why don't we do this? I can set you up for a meeting at 3 p.m. tomorrow. You're in South Carolina, so you're in the same time zone. So if you like, then Jim, I'll just shoot you an email with our contact information. If you need to change it for whatever reason, just call, email, text us back, and we'll see what we need to do to get your home sold at that point. Okay, great, great. The email I have on file is outofstateseller@gmail.com. Is that a good one? Yep, that's it. Great. Okay, Jim, I appreciate your time and looking forward to helping to get it sold. And it's like a funnel, Marco. You start out with the script, push them through those questions. Once you feel like you have enough, close them. And that's really it. If you get people who are really hard on the phone, that's what your objections are for. Don't replace the objection handlers as your script. It's not your script. You're a question asker. You
I got you.
know what I mean? So don't get worried about trying to memorize all the objection handlers. I would like for you to memorize all of them. So at least you can naturally respond to an objection. If you don't know it specifically, then can you dodge around it and ask them a question? Well, I'd be interested in selling your house, but how much is your commission? Actually, that's a great question, Mr. Seller. In fact, it's something that we can definitely talk about when we meet. So let me ask you though, I mean, do you still need to sell your home? I'm not answering a commission question. There's no way. My job is to set the appointment. So I addressed his concern and I moved around it and I got control of the conversation again by asking a question.
True.
So that would be how I would tackle an objection maybe I didn't know or that I can't talk about or whatever it is. Hey, that's a great question. Listen, I'm actually just an assistant with the team. We can have our specialists reach out to you about that and answer any other questions you have. But let me ask you one real quick. I mean, do you need to sell your house still, or is this something you just want to do down the road? Well, we need to sell it because we just moved. Oh, great, fantastic. We specialize in selling homes. And go right into close. So play it by ear, Marco, and the more you do, the better you're going to get at making those transitions. But always think of your script as this is your core, and then your objection handlers are just to fill in the professional gaps where they might ask you direct things or catch you off guard, or if you do have some rapport, use some of those items to then now kind of add to your professionalism. So if I didn't get a chance to talk about anything that we do differently, I might throw something in there like I did about us prospecting. Great, we have an opening tomorrow. Typically, just so you know, we don't take morning appointments because that's actually our promise that we keep to our sellers to proactively call buyers for their properties. And we take that very seriously. So let's set an appointment for the afternoon. Jim's free around 3. How does that work? Then I can kind of take one of the little benefits of what we do, kind of organically throw it in the conversation. And that might be like, oh, wow, that's kind of impressive. Yeah, okay, yeah, how 3's good. Does that help, Marco?
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Oh, there's feedback.
What's that?
There's feedback with echo. Do you
Uh,
hear echo?
I don't on my end. Um,
Speakers again?
yep.